I'm out here trying to get you fresh new murders at the Karlov Manor content with new magic cards. Insidious Roots tonight. See how it goes. All right, welcome back, Vintage Gamers. I'm still trying to bring you new cards from Murders at Karlov Manor. Today, I've been seeing a lot of people having fun across the formats with Insidious Roots. Basically, whenever a creature leaves your graveyard, get a plant and then put counters on all your plants, which is pretty sweet. The big one here is always going to be Oval Chase Daredevil, because that one comes back from your graveyard. And we, of course, have some powerful Oval Chase Daredevil synergies in Vintage, namely the Riddler. Riddlesmith is cast artifact, draw a card, discard a card. Daredevil, very nice with Riddlesmith. I'm also going to try to see if I can fit in the Underworld Cookbook and Asmo. It might be too much, to be honest. And I had some other ideas while I was making this. I was like, oh, damn, maybe we should be trying, like, blue, red, Inti, Asmo magic cards. I don't know what that exactly looks like. It's not exactly a great time to be playing Riddlesmith, to be fair. There's a lot of Bowmasters and things running around, which makes it difficult. But so we're going to try to play a Saga, a little bit of a PO deck. PO is mostly in this deck because I figure you need blue cards to cast Force of Will, and we are very light on blue cards to cast Force of Will. We're something like 20 or 19 or something. It's not good. Maybe it's 18. 6, 19, 20, 6, 9, 10, 18. We're at 18. Basically, the bare minimum blue cards needed to cast Force of Will. That's kind of what happens when you try to fit the Asmo. But I was thinking if we cut the Asmo in the cookbook, I need to, like, add some more artifacts anyways. Maybe it's like, so I have 7 cards, right? So, like, I can add blue cards and artifacts. But then, like, there's not enough ways to trigger the roots. Like, just having Riddlesmith Daredevil is probably not enough. I don't know. I just, like, kind of get worried. But maybe, like, there'll be a cool, like, maybe we can find, like, an Inti blue-red Riddlesmith deck with, I don't know, maybe even, like, Squeeze and Bazaars or something. I don't know. I have some ideas. But first, today, let's try to get the roots going. I have implemented my deck with Opals and Spires to help splash cast our roots. And hopefully we can do this, you know, as many times as we can. Obviously, I am putting in a bunch of powerful cards to help us along the way. We have, you know, Ancestral Time Walk Tinker, Tinker Citadel, Force of Will PO. So we have some reasonable other strategies that will help us get some wins while we try to test out and see if we can get the roots going. Yeah, hopefully you're excited and we can try to make this card work. I think this card is powerful. I just don't know if, like, so that this card really wants you to be like black, green, Jund colored, like, fair deck, and we just, like, can't do that in Vintage. Like, even if you put Grief Reanimate into this deck, which is definitely a strategy you could do, I just don't have any faith that Grief Reanimate gets you to the place you need to be to, like, start making serious value engines occur. I really like the idea over Cookbook of Riddlesmith, because Riddlesmith can trigger multiple times in the same turn. So hopefully, like, build out a really fast plant army and attack for lethal. That's my plan anyways. We'll see if that actually comes to fruition in round 1. I'll see you then. Have you ever wanted to win your own real Black Lotus? The legendary NYSE Vintage Tournament returns this June 22nd on Long Island in New York. 15 proxy, high stakes, paper vintage action with 8 whole pieces of unlimited power as prizes. You are not going to want to miss it. Check out more information in the description below. I hope to see you there. Let's battle. All right, back at it again with PO brews that hopefully will carry our bad cards to victory. We have a nice Force of Will hand here. Some extra mana, some PO stuff. Obviously a multi-6 with our Citadel, but a pretty solid multi-6. This hand is weak against Wasteland. Weak against Bazaar. Weak against Magic cards. Black Lotus, you say? That's a good one. Cavern. I kind of felt like mono white was coming. If I knew mono white was coming, I would have obviously just forced the Cavern, forced the Black Lotus, but in the blind, I'm not sure you're allowed to do that. At least Seasoned Dungeoneer is just a clock and not a restrictive element. That being said, we're going to need some help. Drawing a Moxen off the top probably wins the game, as it lets us cast turn 1 PO. Oh, they have Mox Pearl as well. Solid. A solid hand. I think the answer here is to just deploy the Riddlesmith and hold the key for an activation next turn. I mean, things are bad. Let's not get it twisted. Things are very bad. I think this game actually is just very easy if I simply counter Black Lotus, but like I just don't, I can't know my opponent's gonna be on mono white. I can suspect they're gonna be on mono white. If I'm in a challenge and I look back at Shatoon's match history and I see, 10 records of mono white in a row, then yeah, I'll probably force the Black Lotus. But in testing league here, I don't think it's worth it. Is this a Thalia? Thalia is so good here. Man, it's so frustrating. So next turn, I'm almost dead to this. I can take 7-12. It's really bad. I also didn't hit a land, so... yeah, I don't know. Problem is, I can kill this Thalia in my deck because I do have Asmo, but it just takes a while to get that working. And unfortunately, I don't have a while because my opponent played a turn 1 4-drop uncounterably, which makes me dead. I don't really know. I mean, I know what I could have done. I could have forced the Black Lotus, but like, can I really do that? I'm just gonna go to 1. I think the way I win this game is casting a Vault Key, though I need to draw something good for that. This is a Dauntless Dismantler? Jesus Christ, okay, yeah. Cavern of Souls is just a hell of a magic card. It really, really punishes you for trying to play Force of Will as your permission. Okay. So I have Dismember and I have Portal. And then I'll take out Citadel and Mental Misstep and Probe. And actually, like, might just have to take out Force of Will here because I'm just not gonna have enough blue cards to play Force of Will, which is kind of awkward, obviously, but I don't really think I can play around that much. Like, my deck just does not have enough blue cards, and so I think I'd rather just have access to Dismember, but we'll see. We still have powerful things happening. We don't really need Force of Will, and Force of Will sometimes is just a blank card, so that's probably not a good enough reason, to be fair, but... yeah. Damn. I mean, if I force Black Lotus and they just go Cavern Pearl Thalia, the game is still really difficult, right? So I have a cookbook into an Asmo, but I have nothing to pitch to like give us food to go off. I don't really know if this is good enough. I have a Dismember though. Let's just do it. So I can go like Spire, Cookbook, pass. On the next turn, turn the Sphinx into a food and cast an Asmo. The problem is I really need a, oh, they have a Chancellor. I guess I'm going to throw a Cookbook into a Chancellor so that I can do everything again on the next turn. The problem is I need a Overchase Daredevil to get the engine going. If I get an Overchase Daredevil, maybe Asmo just shoots everything down and I win. Doesn't seem likely, but maybe it does. Mox Pearl again. Brilliant. Mox Pearl, Mox Ruby. Sick. Dauntless Dismantler. Sure. Wasteland. I'm in pain, man. I'm in pain. Oh, I did hit my my Overchase Daredevil there. And Cavern. Jesus. Opponent. Mercy. Are they gonna play like Lauren, kill my cookbook? I just want to play the game. Why doesn't my opponent let me play the game? Oh, things are bad. Things are so bad. I got both my cookbooks removed. They're just playing. Man, all right. Well, this Saga can find one, I guess. I don't know. I can't really even afford to Dismember, right? It's gonna cost me 1,000,000 life. I can't even Make black mana. Another uncounterable human? Jeez. Alright. So, like, what's my best chance? Kill the Dismantler so I can make constructs? If I can make constructs, I guess. Need to hit a land to do that, which is probably asking for a lot. I did not hit a land. Okay, well, let's see. I take 3. Gosh, they're just drawing free cards now. I can make a construct and then get a cookbook, discard a Sphinx, get an Asmo, or sorry, discard an Oval Chase, get an Asmo. I'm dead. Okay. Man, I don't know. I can't discard a card to cast my Asmo because I just am completely turned off by a Null Rod again. Alright, I will name Wasteland. And then I'll get an Academy. And then I'll play a Jet. I cast this Oval Chase, maybe? Yep. My opponent has just successfully prisoned me out of this game with all the weakest cards in their deck, which is really something. Alright. Just let me draw. So Riddlesmith is the way we can trigger this Asmo. Demonic is I mean everything. If Thalia wasn't in play, then I think we'd have a better chance because just take 2 here. Because then I could go like Tinker Portal, right? But here I'm like really far behind Tinker Portal. Arbiter? What the fuck is happening? I can't even go get my Tinker. I have to pay so much money. Another Daredevil? So I can pay the 5 and Demonic for something, but it's just not good, right? This looks really bad. Now I can't even, like, I want to double block the Thalia, but it's, like, really hard to double block the Thalia. I didn't even bring in a way to kill the Null Rod, right? I'd have to bring in Hercules for that. Seems kind of bad. But I guess if I'm, like, boarding out Force, then maybe I just have to. Attack all, huh? Well, nothing I can really do about this. Yeah, got that turned off. I mean, if they have no creature, can we play the game? I have one more activation of Spire. This thing being a 2/1 first strike is actually like just kicking my ass, huh? So I could play the key, but I can't actually replay the Daredevil, right? So I have to Demonic for something, but I'm not even sure there's a thing I can cast for 1. Nope. All right. Mono white. Sometimes it gets you. Aw, man. Our round 1 opponent is back to beat us up again. Nothing more depressing than getting your butt kicked in the vintage queue, and then they go, oh, well, there's not enough people, so, would you like to get your butt kicked again? It's okay. You can't. This time we can force what we know. All right, what do we got? I got Volt Key against mono white on the draw, no mana. Can't keep it, right? All right, mulligan. All right, this one's much better. PO, good mana, force, Chrome Mox. All right, well, I know they're mono white. I'm just gonna hit the Chrome Mox and hope it's good enough. Ooh, is it good enough? This is a classic. This is a classic. Oh yeah, seems like it was the right play, though. Could have forced their outcome. Oh yeah, this is Mana Crypt was a hell of a draw there. Wow, I've drawn 3 POs in my top 10. Also pretty unrealistic, but we take those. This is my sweet revenge, though I'm not even sure we're 100% to win this game yet. That's a Black Lotus into a Citadel, so I kind of wanted to play this the other way so I could get more Riddlesmith triggers, but so I think what I do is I go Riddlesmith, and then I cast this, I draw, and I discard, and I resolve this. And then I don't know, man. I vamp or I guess Vault Key is fine. Cast Vault Key, draw, discard, return, cast this, draw, discard, return. Here we go. Cast this, draw, discard, turn. Cast this. Why do I have a Yogwill in my deck? I just couldn't fit it. My 4th PO. Cast this, draw, discard, turn. Shall we make a huge army for fun? I mean, we're already here, right? So we might as well. I guess I currently can't PO if I do that, so I'll just get frickin' Vault Key. It's fine. Just win the game, Justin. This was fun though. I had a good time. I'd riddle again. Are we done here? We're gonna keep going? I can gain life back for my Citadel. Is that a combination? Fool! You fool! You triggered my trap card. Just simply draw 3 POs in the top 10 cards and have perfect mana. Haha. Alright, so we do know there's Null Rod. So I don't know if we change up what we're doing here to just have a Hercules as well. But we wanted to take in Portal and Dismembers. And we want to take out Misstep and Probe. And we wanted to bring in Needle for Wasteland. Don't really know if, like, this is a reasonable thing to be doing, though. It's just hard to cut cards from our deck, so let's just do it again. I think this time we'll have a Hercules. Theoretically, like getting a Riddlesmith engine going with Roots is going to be good here, I would assume. We'll see. We shall see. We shall see. Oh, the sun is back. Oh my. This is the classic. My opponent plays a null rod hand and I lose. I will keep. Do I lose to Athalia? It's not good against Thalia, but I wouldn't say I lose to Athalia. Can't cast this Dismember at the end of this, though. I have lots of good cards in my hand if I make it to the point where I can cast them. We'll see what happens. Turn 1 Thalia. That's it? You're done? Oh, friend, you are dead. What is my best avenue here? I have so many good plays. Kind of think I like the idea of Dismember Thalia. Try to draw into a land. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, they are very dead. The mono-white deck is kind of fragile. It needs very specific things to go going. Get rid of this. All right, well, I am officially online here. You may concede the game at any time, opponent. I'm about to okay. It's a good thing I have an answer to that. They did lock themselves out by doing that, but they did save themselves from a construct token. Ooh, I have Roots. Can't cast Roots, obviously. Let's get a Cookbook. Needle. It's just Needle Wasteland, I think. Oh, I guess my lands are going away anyways. It's fine. I'm just getting this thing here, so they need to beat that. Next turn, if they don't play Athalia, we can just upkeep Hercules. Yeah, they're off it. All right. Aha! Sweet revenge. You can't have great draws every time, Mr. Mono White. All right, we're doing it again. Don't call it a comeback. This hand's kind of sweet, actually, right? We can go turn 1 Riddlesmith. I have a Daredevil for artifacts. I forget what this person plays, though I kind of feel like it was Bizarre. Was it Bizarre? If it's Bizarre, I guess my hand is not actually good, but I guess there's a world where I could, like, lead Saga, but it just seems not good, so let's get the Riddlesmith in play. Obviously, I have nothing to trigger off the Riddlesmith yet, but we do have the combination where every card effect is going to be a draw, because we're going to be discarding that Oval Chase and getting it in play. I don't mind this start. It's a mock strat. How does it make you feel, opponent? How does it make you feel, the Riddler? Please don't Bowmaster me. No Saga, though, or sorry, no Luris, though, so seems unlikely. I don't actually have a follow-up artifact, though, which is kind of a problem, but it's asking a lot to have all of those things. But there are, like, worlds where next turn we could just, like, draw Mox, and just have a full mana and then PO and win, which is kind of the power of Riddlesmith. Plus Daredevil. Emerald, all right. So less likely. Oh, Cavern of Souls. Are we just going to play mono white every round this tournament? I see. Oh, yeah. All right. Well, dueling 2 drops. I've drawn a Polis' Citadel. I'm going to make them have to have a Lorien or a Wasteland. They probably lose the game if they have a Lorien, if they don't have a Lorien or a Wasteland, and they probably win the game if they do have a Lorien or a Wasteland. I feel like that's the gambit you play when you play a Saga. A lot of the times you put it in play, and if your opponent can't answer it, you win. If your opponent answers it, you lose immediately. Looks like it's an uncounterable Lorien. Oh, I forgot. This is the Brutal Cathar player. All right, Riddlesmith down. It's also going to punish us for not playing a spell this turn. That is going to be a spell we play this turn, though. Quite a good one, actually. I now have a 3/3 Saga token. That's actually might be one of the single best spells we could have possibly drawn. That might be the best. It makes it so this thing doesn't flip. It makes it so my Saga token's a 3/3. It's just kind of nuts, actually. I don't really think this Brutal Cathar is particularly good in mono white, but it is a human, which is kind of nice off of Cavern, and it does give you the ability to answer creatures. So, like, it has some upsides for sure. Soul Ring? Man, I really wish I could Mental Misstep this, but it would cost me one actual mana, and then I wouldn't be able to get a token. Kind of unfortunate. Oh no, are they playing a Seasoned Dungeoneer? That could make my life difficult. Oh. Okay. That is not a Seasoned Dungeoneer, which makes my life not that difficult, so... Seasoned Dungeoneer is just so much more powerful than White Plume. Not to say White Plume isn't powerful, but I guess that's a 3-drop and a 4-drop. Just the unblockable thing is, like, really, really annoying. I guess my opponent can block forever with Thalia Caracas, but that is okay in my book. Let's get another Saga token. And then I have to figure out... I think we just get a cookbook here so that we can make our Saga token Humongo. Feels like that's the answer, right? Key is also pretty good. Let's do cookbook. Don't think I'm casting anything else this turn if they were to block with Thalia, so I think we can just get a Sapphire and attack with our one creature here. Though if they block with Thalia and like don't ever replay Thalia, or like they continue to block with Thalia, we like does open us up to maybe PO kill them. So they currently could block with everything and trade the whole board away, I guess. That's not exactly a strong play. I bet my opponent wishes they had the Brutal Cathar back so that they so they could actually do some things here. All right, looks like the Thalia is what's happening. I guess if I had held my mana, this is actually 1 mana, so I would only have 3 mana, so never mind. It's actually really unfortunate that I couldn't Mental Mist up the Soul Ring, but the Saga yearns for the mana. It demands that I pay mana into it if I'd like to beat the initiative. The good news is my creatures are humongous. The bad news is I don't know if that's good enough. I think the answer is cookbook, make things bigger, untap, cookbook, make things bigger, attack, hope they bounce Thalia, and then PO if they don't play like a restrictive element. If they play a second restrictive element, things are bad. If they play a Dauntless Dismantler, we lose on the spot. Man, if we play a Dauntless Dismantler, can you imagine? Man, Dauntless Dismantler, that's a hell of a card, huh? I feel like it really changes some aspects of this matchup. I wonder if they like considered going Lostwell just to find Dismantler and win on the spot. Maybe they just already have it. Here's Uncounterable. Oh, is it just a Seasoned Dungeoneer to make this thing unblockable? And to trap me? Uh-oh. Oh, they're reconsidering. Things are definitely bad. Oh, they're going to play Thalia first. Yeah, I mean, you got it. Seasoned Dungeoneer, and they can still... I think I'm dead. It's just so much unblockable damage. I go to 12, and then I go to 6, and then I die on the next turn. Oh, actually, I have a food token I can use. That might save me, actually. I need to get them to block with this Thalia again, and then go for the PO win. Lauren? Yeah, keep that one on top. I kind of need to win the game on the next turn here. All right, so at the end of turn, we'll discard this Daredevil and return our Daredevil. Gives us a food, which we're going to crack. I think I'd rather just make sure I don't die in one hit on the next turn. Though I guess I'm probably dead on the next turn anyway, so maybe it's better to keep it in play. Don't know. All right. So hopefully they go for the Thalia block again. If I were them, I wouldn't probably, considering it's their only restricted piece. I think I'm pretty confident we will win the game if they block with Thalia and bounce it back. Sweet. Don't really like this block, but they obviously don't know my hand, so it's hard for them to make the call. Like, they're not dead here. Like, they could just take the whole hit and kill me on the swing back. Like, there's just no reason. This is just greedy, is what it is. It's like losing sight of what matters inside of your value engine. Sorry. Inside of your, like... I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's like greeting for value when you should be looking for ways to close out the game. This is only a draw 4, but they are dead, so... there's no Riddlesmith here. Have a Tinker. This is just another PO, it looks like. And then from there, we can reevaluate. I don't think I'm going to Yeah, I probably do want the extra card. I have plenty of colorless mana now, so... I hit another PO. So that looks like it's winning. All right. My opponent just can't block with Thalia there, and they will win this game. I don't think we have a chance of winning this game if they do, but that's the kind of thing you learn when you, it's just a learning experience, right? All right, so I'm going to make the same adjustments that we have in our other 2 mono white matchups. It's interesting to see this much mono white in leagues. Mono white has kind of died down. It's still like the second most or third most played deck in challenges, but it definitely has lost its luster in the vintage format. It's a very playable deck, and it kind of fills the same like style that a traditional like aggro workshop deck would, and it kind of seems like it fits the same kind of people. So it's a good thing that it's there. I like it a lot that it exists in the format, but it definitely is not as strong. Like in the beginning, it was very strong until people adjusted, and now people are just very used to it. They know what to do. Hand sucks. This hand is... This is the hand you keep and you pray that your opponent has a draw that they don't care about. So let me just think here. If I do 1, 2, 3, 4, I could vamp into another PO. I think that's better than merchanting for PO. It's not better than merchanting for PO, right? Because if I PO, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. So it's the same. Though I guess Vamp gives me like some more options. I'm just hoping my opponent goes like Black Lotus, Cavern, Seasoned Engineer. If they like play any of their restrictive cards, we lose. Like if they play Athalia, we lose. Null Rod, we lose. Dauntless Dismantler, we lose. Planes Go, we win. I just think it's necessary. I mean, oh god, you cannot keep Planes Go against PO. I think people just don't know because PO is like fallen off a lot. Maybe they have a Mind Break Trap and maybe they have a mental misstep. I don't know. No, it looks like they've just made a very common error, which is giving the PO player the ability to cast Paradoxical Outcome. This is like a very, very common thing that would have happened years ago. Not even, I guess it is years ago now when PO was actually like a really, really strong deck. And now that PO is not super common anymore, maybe people just don't know. I think the first thing we do is we merchant for another PO. Get as many artifacts in play before we Academy. So now what I want to do is get a Riddlesmith going. I don't need mana, so I can get rid of that. Maybe I should have played Opal first in case I drew another Riddlesmith. I can get rid of all my land. I'm trying to win the game on this turn, so... I just lost my ability to make black mana, but I don't know if that matters because I'm drawing 2 cards. I'm looting twice every time. So I probably have to go Jet for Soul Ring here, loot away Island Dismember. Then I play Manifold Key, loot away Land Mana Vault. Then I play a Cookbook, loot away, yeah, and then I win with Vault Key. Riddlesmith is really powerful. I didn't even play the Tolarian Academy yet, but I also like keep drawing Mana Crypt in all my hands, so that does help as well. So the Cookbook and Asmo I haven't really played any factors, which is kind of funny because like you'd think the card that actually deals with creatures would matter in the mono white matchup, but the mono white matchup just comes down to can you combo them before they lock you out. So though that is like also a byproduct of what my deck is constructed to do. Like the PO deck that I would normally play as a bunch of dress downs, which really enable that. Here I'm kind of just hoping and praying. All right, here we are for round 4 now. I hope our opponent does not play mono white so we can get something interesting and new. I think I'm actually going to keep this hand. Oh, I don't have any mana. I don't know what I thought I had, but my hand doesn't do anything. Huh. What do I even want to draw now? Oh boy. I accidentally kept this hand, and now I have no idea what I want to do in life. I guess like we hope they're our creature deck, and then we draw a black card source, maybe. Oh no. That's a nightmare. I guess technically it could be like AggroVine. And then we have a chance. Oh, Root Wallace. Okay. If I can get an Asmo in play, I'm not convinced a Vine deck actually can beat an Asmo. So I just need to draw a black source, I think, and I think we'll be in a good spot. Oh yeah, hollow one as well. Didn't have a blue card, so classic black green insidious roots. I keep putting an N in there for no reason. Probe. Yeah, I need to hit. I need to hit. So I just sacrificed my life. I did not hit. This is like pretty unfortunate because I feel like with a black source here, we would be winning. But now I think we are just losing. All right, so I don't die, but I'm also could die to Mana Crypt, right? So, oh no, I'm taking 10 and going to 1 and then going to 4. And then, I mean, I make 2 food every turn. So like, if I put an Asmo in play next turn, I can shoot 2 things and block, and I think I'm fine. I just need the black. So I kept a hand that was not keepable, obviously. So it's my own fault for sure. But I just thought I had a black mana. I don't know why, but I just did. So those are the 2 cards they drew for, or one of the cards they drew for turn. They have a Wasteland. Second Bazaar. I think you should just play Wasteland, right? I don't know if the choices they make matter as much as the choices. I mean, they put enough power in now. So 3, 4, down to 1, up to 4, down to 1. I don't know. Even a Black Lotus Doesn't cast this Roots. We definitely need a black source, though. Lost another flip. We did not draw the black source. All right, I'm gonna pack it up. I did not draw my black source. It's my own fault. Bad keep, bad keep, bad keep. All right, the good news is we have lots of good cards for this matchup. We have this, and you actually don't want Tormod's Crypt. Soul Guide Lantern is fine, but Cage and Tormod's Crypt are just like not useful enough against the current builds of this deck. All I want to do is take out the forces for Citadels. I guess forces can protect us from Force of Vigor, but I think that's not a thing we're super worried about. Like, I'm bringing in a bunch of non-blue spells again. Like, I just don't know if we can, like we'll have to cut a bunch of blue spells, right? I just, like, don't think we can keep enforcing these kind of matchups. Yeah, I mean, these are really good cards, though, so hopefully that's enough. I honestly believe if on the first turn of last game we would draw on a black source and played an Asmo, like, we probably couldn't lose that game. The Asmo just simply sits there and mows down all the creatures they play. And they probably just lost. I guess theoretically they could make mana and play Collect Roof. That would be a pretty good way of beating Asmo. Just because I couldn't make food. But theoretically this this ability is not on the artifacts, it's on Asmo. So that if I have two foods in play, the Oof can always get killed. But if I like can't make any more food, that would be the way that would get stopped, right? So it's just kind of about just like playing it out correctly. Yeah. I just wish I hadn't misclicked. Happens though. So I have not been able to cast this Roots yet, but I've also kind of just been either PO comboing our opponent or getting murdered, which is kind of vintage, right? So like I filmed an elk turtle video and I couldn't do any elk turtle stuff either. I just died too fast. To be fair, our deck does not really cast this card very well, but I didn't want to like really destroy the mana base to try to make it work. I thought we could just get the splash off of Opal and Spires, and I think that would be fine. Like, it's a card that you get into play after you already have one of your engines going anyways. It's not like we're trying to cast this on turn one, because we're not going to be able to get a like value out of it until I have like a Riddlesmith in play, or I have a Cookbook Asmo going. It's likely that this is just too cute. It's nice that the Riddlesmith PO shell is like working effectively, though. That's a deck that I really enjoy that doesn't get to really see play. This hand just doesn't do enough things. Let's mulligan it. This hand does. This hand has serious issues, but it does. So I definitely keep this hand and bottom the uncastable card. I guess there are two uncastable cards in here. Which one would I rather have? Both of them require me to draw a Riddlesmith or a Cookbook. I think I'll just keep the Asmo. So what I'm hoping here is my opponent doesn't have a Force of Vigor, and I can just name Bazaar, Baghdad, not get it murdered, and then cast Ancestral. That is the plan. Oh, did not get Vigored, so that means I can at least cast Ancestral as long as I don't get Wastelanded into Vigor. See what our opponent does with this brandy new Bazaar name on our one needle on turn one. It's definitely challenging. Let's see what they have. Like, they can play through this even if they don't have a Vigor because their deck does have mana sources, but we'll have to see. All right, Caracas. That's an interesting one. And no Vigor. I'm still going to play an Ancestral. I think it's just too much value to pass up, even if I can't play a second play this turn. Oh, I can. All right. All right, we are cooking here. The one thing we need to worry about is dying to our Mana Crypt, but that shouldn't be a problem if we start getting foods going. So now, if I draw an artifact off the top, I can trigger my Riddlesmith, pitch my Daredevil, cast my Asmo, get an Underworld Cookbook, and I think the game is looking real good. We are still kind of in trouble if we get Vigored. Our Spires don't produce colorful mana unless we have artifacts in play. I guess this Caracas does bounce my Asmo, but I don't know if bouncing the Asmo is a thing that matters very much. Wasteland, Caracas, go. Want to flip artifact? We drew another Riddlesmith. All right, well, I'm going to play a bunch of Riddlesmiths. Imagine Fury on this board. So any artifact is going to do some sweet churning of the value here. Though you can't really get like multiple oval chases with your Riddlesmith, unfortunately. You'd have to have like more oval chases in your hand. It's just like the way the triggers go on the stack and all that. Though if I just like never draw an artifact, things can still be kind of bad. I guess I could maybe draw like a Pio. Ooh, Yavimaya. They got triple green now. Hex Shrinker will definitely immediately be Mental Misstepped. That's the biggest problem. Well, I guess the biggest problem is Collector Oof, but I can't really do anything about that until I get an Asmo with 2 food in play, which I might not be able to do. If I can't get the Asmo before the Collector Roof comes down, things are definitely bad. All right, they didn't have a Collector Roof is very, very lucky. So I just need to get this Asmo going. I want another flip. I drew another Asmo. Wow. We are not drawing the right magic cards here. Should I have held my Mana Crypt? I don't think so. Yeah, I mean, if they just draw the Collector Roof, we just are in trouble. Do we have Dismembers, right? Or did I not bring in Dismembers? Oh my god, I did not bring in the Dismembers. Okay, I should have brought in Dismember for Collector Roof. I didn't really think that through. So we're gonna have to do that after. I'm gonna take this hit. I just like to keep all my Riddlesmith. All I want to do is draw an artifact and win the game. Want another flip though. Artifact. Okay, so cast this. Trigger Riddlesmith. Discard Daredevil. Discard Asmo. Discard. Asmo. Turn Daredevil. Ruby. Discard Daredevil. Discard Saga. Discard Cookbook. Turn Daredevil. Cookbook. Discard Daredevil. Discard. I mean, all these cards win now. Oh, all these cards super win now. I got a PO so that I have mana or things here. Need more cards to be able to discard. All right, now we are cooking. All right, draw, discard, draw, discard, draw, discard. Everything is a draw, 1 loot twice until I find another Daredevil. All right, I have established Volt Key, though my opponent does not know that yet. Ooh, now I'm drawing 2 every time. This is fun. Is this not peak Magic the Gathering? I don't want to show them that. is triple Riddlesmith Moxen not peak Magic the Gathering? Or imagine if they just like have Vigor right now and just like stop my combo and opponent, you can concede now that I have infinite turns. I'm over it. All right. I will take all the turns, but I mean, I have to cast more things to win, so I guess we just cast more things. Oh no, they're over it. They're over it. I would untap and cast a Sphinx of the Steel Wind and take infinite turns and kill him with that. I mean, I guess I could just kill him with the onboard infinite turns as well. It doesn't really matter. Everything is winning from that point on. I do need dismembers in my deck, which is pretty freaking important here. I guess there's like no world where I'd ever get Portal over Sphinx, right? Don't know if that's actually a true statement, but I'm gonna act like it is. I'm gonna actually take out this Soul Guide Lantern. Hopefully they don't squee me. And then we don't need a probe at all. I forgot about Collector Roof. Collector Roof is a huge problem, so gotta bring in the 4 dismembers for that. I have a nice little setup. I still have not made any plants yet in this league. I will not be happy unless I make some amount of plants. Like, even a single plant would make me... Okay, a single plant would probably not make me happy. But if I don't make any plants, I will be so sad. We really haven't had any opportunities. Like, I didn't put 4 in my deck, obviously, because it's just, like, not good enough. And it isn't, like... It requires so many other things happening. And we have Vampiric and Demonic, so, like, if it was ever good, we could just, like, get it going. It's not like we, like, have had it in our hand and we couldn't cast it because of mana for, like, in a specific spot. It's just we haven't had it before we, like, started going off with Riddlesmith yet. I don't actually think this card is, like, amazing or anything, but I mean, if every artifact is also a plant and all the plants scale, like, it starts doing some cool things. But maybe at the point where you're, like, drawing cards with Overseer's Daredevil, you don't actually need anything to make it good. That's probably the correct answer, is just, like, having an extra piece when the cards you're already drawing are just so broken anyways is silly. But, like, I like how it adds, like, kind of an attacking element to the deck. It's nice to have that kind of option, even if it's not great. Theoretically, if you were to, like, deploy this when you got null rotted, you could still, like, keep casting artifacts and drawing cards and, like, making a plant army and kill someone through a null rod, which is, like, kind of actually hard for this deck to do normally. Doesn't really have a lot of answers for null rod in the deck, so, like, having the ability to maybe make a plant tokens and attack through a null rod could be pretty good. But yeah. I do kind of want to try an Asmo. I mean, Asmo hasn't even been good either, has it? I guess there was a couple opportunities where Asmo would have been good if I could have cast it, but I couldn't cast it. But I was, like, thinking about, like, an Asmo Inti Riddlesmith. Maybe even a scam deck. I don't know. I always have thoughts in my head, but the problem is, if I could play against mono white every round, then maybe I could play, like, grief scam stuff. But if you play against Bazaar or, like, combo, then it's just not good enough. Usually. Sphinx is in hand. I do have a turn 1 Asmo. I kind of think this is fine. I have a turn 1 Asmo here. I guess, like, I'm pretty weak to Vigor, but I'm always pretty weak to Vigor, let's be real. That's just going to be the case every single time, right? I can't make enough... Oh, they've revealed a Collector Oof. So I say I can't make enough food to, like, have an Asmo with the ability to kill Collector Oof immediately. Even on turn 2 if they were to go, like, Cradle. So there are some problems to this attack angle. Also, if, like, my Saga gets... and my Jet get Vigored, things are bad. Definitely going to lead Saga, have it resolve its trigger, and then play Jet. I also, like, don't have a Daredevil, so it's not like I have a continual engine either. Do I have some bad cards I can pitch, though? Oh, so they kept a, what, 7-card Bazaar hand? Yikes. 7-card Once Upon a Time Bazaar, 1 Vengevine, 1 Cradle, any zeros? You'd have to have 2 hollow ones. I mean, 2 hollow ones just beats me outright, but nothing. No hollow ones. Mana Crypt, actually quite a good draw. Maybe I could have just gone for PO. Oh, they have Mental Misstep? Holy shit. Okay, I'm gonna hold these and act like I don't have artifacts, so hopefully my opponent doesn't play a Collector Roof on me. Maybe they'll just Vigor my Saga. Kind of feels like they're pausing like a vigor too. That mental misstep was extremely brutal. I'm glad I led cookbook before playing Jet. That was a good sequence. Because if I had gone like Jet and then played the cookbook and they vigored me and then mental misstep me and I have no permanence, that'd be so sad. Our opponent has 5 cards in hand. One of them is Collector Roof. They have no mana currently, and they have AggroVine in the yard. If they don't deal with this Saga, I will make Saga tokens. I will also not cast PO, because I will let them go for like an end step Vigor, and then I will cast PO in response. Magic Online says my opponent casts Mox Ruby, but I don't see a Mox Ruby. Oh, there's the Mox Ruby. Okay. What does Mox Ruby do? Oh, that's a cast the oof. Damn. Definitely a problem. Definitely a problem. Simian Ruby guide. Yeah, I mean, I wish I don't have a Saga in play now. Not much I can do about this whole scenario until I find a dismember, though. That mental misstep was just completely brutal, huh? What am I even getting off of this Saga? I guess I can get a Soul Guide Lantern and hit the Vengevine if I kept it in. I did not keep it in. I guess I get a Needle and name Bazaar. They only have 2 cards left in hand, though. They're going to Wasteland my Underground Sea. Sick play. So that kind of leaves them very low on resources. This is definitely Needle naming Bazaar. Yeah. I'm not going to play this Saga until I have a second land, probably, though it's going to be hard to get a second land. I think the #1 way I win this game is drawing a Dismember. That seems like the best way. I guess if I draw a Riddlesmith, I will play the Saga, because then I can do a bunch of looting. Strip Mine? Good lord. Oh, that's really bad for me. I'm going to hold the Saga for a Dismember, probably. Don't want it to get like wastelanded and not have the ability to dismember. Might just not get there in time. Double wasteland was definitely a problem there. All right. I think I just need to play it out. Just need to use my mana efficiently. Academy is a sick draw. Spire is a good draw. Underground Sea is a good draw. Dismember is a good draw. Sapphire is not a good draw. Yeah. Not much I can do. Collector Roof's real nice against my deck right now. I bet next turn I draw Insidious Roots. And get my butt whooped. Maybe I was just supposed to Needle Wasteland. Nah, then I just get Strip Mine and be sad. Oh, they hit a 1-drop. Oh, they played a Vesaju. They have another Collector Roof. That's extremely bad for me. Now I can't even dismember my way out of it. Man, things are bad, huh? Yeah, I think that is the end of our outing here. That's not true. We can still draw Tolarian Academy, because if we draw Tolarian Academy, we play our whole board and draw a million cards, right? But I'm going to be at 6, so I'm not even going to be able to cast Double Dismember anyways. So I'm not even sure what that does for me. It might just not even be enough. Simian Ruby Guide was too strong. Yeah, too many. I guess it would let me play Riddlesmith. Too many wastelands. And my sagas themselves were wastelands as well, because they just faded away into no mana for fun. All right, I have been vanquished by just Collector Roof plus Wasteland. Brutal. All right, chat, welcome to round 5. We have yet to lay any roots into the ground, but I hope you've been enjoying the content anyways. The Riddlesmith engine is obviously a pretty fun one. Okay, all right, wait. Is this the one? Is this the one? This is the roots hand. So we got Ruby, Jet, Opal. Wow. All right. So how do we go about this? I need to play all my Moxen besides the last Opal first. So I think the answer here is Ruby, Jet. I guess I should play instead of play the Opal first in case they have Vigor. And then what we can do is we can go Riddlesmith. And then we can loot with the God. If our Riddlesmith gets countered, it'd be so bad for we can loot with this, and that we can pitch the Soul Ring, and then what we can do is just play an Asmo, and then next turn we can look at getting our roots going. Because we can't get our roots going until we have creatures, so we still need to find a Daredevil. They can do roots things. But we did just do Riddlesmith things. Definitely want to just do as many looting as we can. Rep. I thought this might be the roots game, but apparently it's a Saga game. Sorry, chat. I mean, this was a good turn 1, right? Like, we've got 4 mana in play of all various colors. We have an active Saga. We have an Asmo. That doesn't do anything because we don't have any food. Solid hand. Ancient Tomb. Oh god, am I getting... Please be shops. Please be workshop, like aggro shops, sphere shops. Please do not be freaking Jewel. I just straight up lose to Jewel here. I just want you to play like a Patchwork Automaton. Can we do that? Can we be friends? Oh no, Mana Vault is not a good sign. This is a 1 ring. Oh no, it's even worse. It's a Karn. All right. I mean, we can kill the Karn next turn at least. We're gonna lose both of our Moxen first, but 4 mana. Turn off your Saga plus kill 2 Moxen is. Ooh, I even drew the Daredevil. This would have been so good. I would have just been able to do it right away for value. All right, it's fine. It's fine. They have a tapped Mana Vault. They're gonna kill my other Ruby, but then we kill their Karn, hopefully, and we're back. I wish I had my roots though. Oh no! Stop! Oh, they are on Jewel. They just have infinite mana. 3, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12 million mana. All right. Well, I don't have a forest, so I just want to play my fun game, and I'm just getting murdered over and over again. Nothing I can do here. I just have to hope they brick. Damn. Opponent? Too strong. I did all these cool things, but my opponent just had infinite mana and murdered me. And main deck Hull Breacher? Let's see. Damn, even if I steal the jewels, they're just gonna, like, be locked down by Karn, and... I don't know. Looks lost. Could always win with Mana Crypt flips, I guess. They could just kill their Mana Crypt with their Karn if they want. Lorien revealed? That's not a very typical jewel card. This must be a different build than normal if there's a Hull Breacher and Lorien revealed, right? think we can win from here, but wah, wah, wah. It should be illegal for my opponent to. We need to rule 0 here, where I get to do my fun thing, and then you get to do your fun thing, and nobody dies. We need some commander in our lives. I'm so dead. All right. If this is a PO, I'll just concede. I assume it is, considering they're 28 cards deep into their deck, so. Alright, I will concede to that. You've bested me in the arena of ideas. I have some mind break traps for you. Hopefully they help. Probably want some Hercles as well, even though they're not like the best. Thing is, like, these Asmos are just not good in this matchup, right, at all. So I think we just trim down to 1 cookbook, and then we keep I guess we keep some cookbooks here. Alright, I got more blue cards for force. I've got mind break traps. I did a cool thing, and I was having fun, and then I did not have any fun after my opponent played 1 4-drop on turn 1. I should stop trying to have fun, huh? I should just play Luris Saga every time. This video has actually been pretty fun, but that's mostly because the secondary plan with the Insidious roots is actually just fun. PO Riddlesmith is a good time. It's just tough. It's tough to have some fun in the current state of power level and vintage. It's a fast and unforgiving format right now. Though, to be fair, like, old school PO could have done that as well. I like this hand. I've got Force Mindbreak Trap, which is great against my opponent's deck. I'm a little bit slow, but I do have access to possibly, like, Tinker on turn 2 if I draw Moxen, so I'm pretty happy with this hand. It's kind of exactly what we drew up. Funnily enough, if that gets misstepped, I actually lose my blue mana, which is not ideal. Imagine if these were Glimmer Voids. Public service announcement, don't play Glimmer Void. Yeah, okay, Mindbreak Trap online. It's a 3-ball. This is a Metamorph. Sure, you got it. Another Ruby? Huh. Interesting. Don't really understand that, but so be it. I was like, oh, they're going to force my Riddlesmith? Sure. They should definitely have held their force for whatever they're trying to do on their turn, but I appreciate my opponent giving me the chance to win the game. I see this happen a lot. People, like, forcing random things on my turns when they need to protect their ring here. Definitely should just hold it in hand. Oh, I mean, I should have maybe Mind Break trapped this Ruby. All right, any mana source. Tinker. Nice. Like, also, Riddlesmith is just, like, very poor threat evaluation if you think that Riddlesmith is what's going to get you here, whereas I'm just going to Tinker a Citadel because you decided to use your force on a Riddlesmith. Obviously, they don't have the ability to look at my hand, so, like, there's some nuance to that statement, obviously, but Tinker Metamorph? Interesting. So I could, like, get in trouble here with Metamorph on Citadel, but what I can do is I can bounce all these things back to their hand with Hercules. And that way I have Mind Break Trap turned on. All right, so let's get a Riddlesmith in play, and then we'll cast this Time Vault, and we'll loot the Daredevil, and then we'll cast Scroll, getting a Force, probably. And then we'll loot because we're a little low on life. We'll play another Riddlesmith cast. We'll loot twice. Turn, cast, loot. Oh, this one lets me PO, so that's actually just game winning. All right, let's go. You love to see it. Oh, no, 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 no. Man, I am having a good time, aren't I? Let's discard a Force of Will, I guess. No, 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 no. I mean, I have to play all these Moxen before I get to cast my PO, right? So. All right, 1, 2, 3, 3, blue, PO, 1, 2, 3, 3, whatever these things. It doesn't matter. I didn't even want to do the whole priority stuff. All right, I have drawn my deck. That was fun. All right, resubmit. I don't think we're gonna ever make a plant token, chat, which is sad. Do I still put it in my title of my video? Maybe I just talk about the Riddler in the title of the video. Rooted Riddler. Insidious Riddler. And then I'll just put the Riddler and the roots in the picture. I don't. It doesn't actually feel like a new Magic card seems like a very compelling hook. I don't know. Every time I try to like do a video where it's, you know, like, oh, new set, new cards, it doesn't seem like it does very well. But maybe I'm just doing something wrong. Also, my decks are just like not very good because I'm trying really hard to fit a deck that's probably not the strongest. Like, I guess the Forensic Gadgeteer video is doing okay now, but just historically that feels like the case. But maybe I'm wrong. I think it should be like everyone should be like searching, you know, murders at Karlov Manor. You know, I feel like that would be what everyone would be searching at the time, but it doesn't seem like that is how it is. So I'm always keeping this. Double Force is exactly what we're looking for. They have a 7-card workshop hand. It's not a great sign. Well, it's a lot of artifacts. This is a Jewel. Turn 1 Jewel. Turn 1, 6 mana. Play a coveted Jewel, huh? Not cool, man. Not cool. Strong deck. A Mox here lets me vamp for... Oh, yes. Oh, yes. So now I can force their next play. Upkeep, vamp for Tinker, and then Tinker. This reminds me of the good old days. PO. Though I guess it's like worth... Ooh, Saga. That's good. It's worth saying how getting a Citadel and bricking is problematic in case of Metamorph stuff, but... let's go get a Tinker. It's definitely the best thing we can do here. Maybe we'll get a Roots off a Tinker for some reason. All right. Tinka. Citadel. Cookbook. Oh, no, I bricked. All right. Well, now I have to force a Metamorph if they have one. I only have 10 lands in my deck, so it's kind of a brutal hit, but 1 in 5 cards, right? Hopefully they got nothing. I can untap with a Force, and I have Merchant Scroll to shuffle. Ah, nice. Sometimes you don't have anything else after your turn 1 6-drop. Saga? Jeez. All right. Saga Gaming. Pearl. Ruby. Daredevil. Yeah, I guess I'll take 4 life to play a Daredevil. Roots? Oh no, I'm so out of it. I guess this thing at least maybe blocks. All right, let's Let's merchant. For I don't have enough to PO, so I guess I'm just merchant. Oh, I could merchant for Hercules actually. That gives me a nice failsafe. I have a chump blocker with this that I'd love to get into the graveyard, so I'm gonna make them like go for key unblockable. Don't want to use this Hercules if I don't have to. It's possible I was supposed to just go Ancestral, but I don't know. It's like possible to break off the Ancestral, where here I think I'm covering myself pretty well. I also still have the ability to like activate Cookbook and discard this thing and make a food token for what it's worth. So I think this is a fine past the turn angle. So I would love if they like didn't go for key and I just like got to block with this Daredevil and then I got the Roots Riddlesmith online and we could get some plants. Like I think we maybe could get some plants in this game. It's possible. If I don't have to Hercules here, I definitely will not Hercules. I would love a nice little Daredevil block. Would make me very happy. I'll pitch this, make a food, bring back my Daredevil, get a Roots. Oh my god, I would want a single plant. If the very last game gives us some plants, won't we be so happy? Attack, attack, attack. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is what we wanted. Yes. This is so good for content. For content. Draw a card. Okay. It's a Metamorph. I'm gonna have to force it. They have blue card. They have blue card force backup, so they have top kill us. Wow, that's so brutal. I guess I had no chance no matter what. Wow. That's crazy. I'm gonna lose this game. Oh, I should have just gone Ancestral and tried to win on my turn. They must have drawn... They just had a Metamorph and they drew Force off of top? Or do they have a Force? They couldn't have had a Force, right? So they had to have drawn a Metamorph off of top after... No, they had to have had a Metamorph and then drew Force. Well, they're kind of getting low on life at least, I guess. That just cast PO, though. I think we're just lost. They had top off of Saga and then copied my Citadel. What could I have done differently? The only thing I could have done differently is if I merchant scrolled for Ancestral, which maybe was just correct. I don't know. I was getting like low on life. I was like worried I wouldn't get to win. Man, at least we got the roots in play. We didn't make a single freaking... Wait, I will make a plant token before we lose this game. If my opponent, even if my opponent wins, I'm going to discard this thing and get a food. And then, oh, they have PO now. That's just winning, right? Wait, can I get 10 permanents in play? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No. Yeah, my opponent just drew PO too. That's so brutal. Oh, they missed their top. Just don't think it matters. I should have just gone for the throat. Instead, I thought I could pass the turn and have counter magic, but opponent hit force blue card, Metamorph. Not ideal. I guess there's like still a world where maybe we can win this game, but it feels pretty low chance now. They almost have enough to jewel us. There's no way I can shuffle, right? This doesn't shuffle. Key. War life. Oh no, man. I'm just here. Oh, they hit freaking Vault Key, dude. It's fine. It's my own fault for... It's my own fault for trying to make things happen. Sorry, I want to get a plant. Wait, does a plant get me to 10? No, it only gets me to... No, it doesn't. All right. Well, I did try. I did make a single plant in this adventure here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, I don't have enough. They have anything that does damage? No. I should have just gone for the ancestral. It's my own fault. It's my own fault. It's my own fault. I had a chance. I thought I couldn't die, but I was full of hubris. I did like kind of hit the worst possibles on my Bolus to Citadel, but it's definitely my problem for sure. The good news is by the end of this video, we made a singular plant token. So I can say that I tried out Insidious Roots. Yeah, well, this was kind of fun. I mean, Riddlesmith is a good time. Underworld Cookbook as well. I have not ever gotten to work in Vintage. I have not figured out a way to make it viable. You'd think it'd be like pretty reasonable. Saga, low cost. I just haven't. It just seems too slow. Even against the creature decks, like it was too slow. I guess that is because the Jund colored bizarre deck mental misstep me, but all right, I probably will try again some other kind of thing, but not with Roots. I think this card, I do think this card is strong, but it's probably not for Vintage. And I don't think you can really afford to play like a non-blue deck. You saw pretty, heavily. I mean, to be fair, I did board out Force of Will in 3 of our matchups today. I guess 4 of our matchups today, I boarded out Force of Will. So maybe you could play a black-green deck against those matchups. But I don't know. In general, like if you like show up without Force of Will in your main, you're gonna run into like that Jewel deck like 4 times and die 4 times, and you'll be very sad, right? So it's tough. It's a tough balance of like having the ability to stop your opponent from doing something broken while trying to do your cool thing. And there was a cool thing going on, of course. The Riddlesmith was on full blast. There was no Bowmasters to stop it. So either way, thanks for watching the end of this video. If you have any suggestions for murders of Karlov Manor cards that would be playable, please let me know. I am not finding many. I have a Luris Saga deck with some goodies in it, but I've been saving that for maybe a challenge or something like that. Yeah, if you want to see more of Murders of Karlov Banner cards, you're gonna need to help my poor little brain out. Either way, more Vintage content will come to you on this YouTube channel every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'll see you then.